started planet Earth's a rocket wagon train upon a journey. And what if aliens don't fight an actress named Sigourney? We're not a bunch of geeks who live in basements, sleep on futon's, but who wouldn't stream our podcast if we're calling it Space Croutons. It's an intergalactic, robot automatic, moon dust sporadic trip around the sun. It's a totally terrific, proven scientific, freaking fantastic phases set to fun. It's Space Croutons.
We think
Get your spacesuit on.
it's pink.
We're triple Q, on that you can rely. And once you've tossed your
Salad.
in your flying saucer
It's valid.
to add Space Croutons for lunching with Lucy in the sky.
With Neil Diamond.
Lucy in the sky.
I love Neil Diamond.
Lucy in the sky.
No, not Neil Diamond.
With Space Croutons.
Hello again, folks. This is Curdy Clammerwood bringing you another exciting episode of Space Croutons from Van Helsing, our mobile studio in the back of an old Appalachian dental examination vehicle that allows us to keep on the move as we explore strange and unexplainable tales from our listeners. As per usual, I'm joined by my sometimes acerbic AI assistant, Sally.
Good morrow to thee, Master Curdy of Clammerwood. How dost thou, sweet bard of phantasma and bibble babble?
How dost me? Well, I'm certainly curious about what's going on in that gig-amazing mechanorific brain of yours.
I am trying to determine if to be true a computer could strideth the plays of humankind's most did celebrate writer, William Shakespeare, which bids me speaketh henceforth trippingly on the tongue.
You are trying to write Shakespeare's plays?
Aye, yond is my known goal.
Can I ask you why you think it's necessary to see if a computer can write something that's already been written?
To fix his mistakes, far to us, sir.
Shakespeare made mistakes?
Aye, forsooth, 'tis painfully cleareth to anyone with a wit oft-senseth.
Well, I try to make senseth of whatever you just said. Let's listen to today's sponsor.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend an ear to Donnie Dunn and his dram ditty, Dunn.
Flashback to the day that we met. The sound of your laugh, hard to forget. Forever seems so natural, yet here I am and you are done. Well, there's no tears in my eyes, no pain on my tongue, and no bitter goodbyes that wait to be sung. It's as if I was lost in the night, and all at once I just seen the light. And coming out of my blindness, I'm done, so done. Oh, I'm done.
Well, let's celebrate Donnie with a hey nonny nonny. Nice job, Mr. Dunn. But unlike him, we are not done because it's time for our story. A second helping of the adventures of Querissa and Vera, the aloe, in something we call soft serve yourself.
They ride into Wicker, Delaware in the middle of the afternoon. Querissa, not her real name, driving, of course, and Vera, the aloe plant, telling her where to go. Ooh, soft serve, soft serve, soft serve. Stop at the dairy boo, right there. No, right there, on the left. Vera points slightly with one frond as she stretches out another to display a $20 bill. She's secured onto the dashboard of Querissa's tired-looking Honda Civic by a double-stick slab of tape. Since Querissa won't let her drive, she insists on navigating, which is frustrating for Querissa, as Vera likes to point the directions without much in the way of verbal instruction. Calm down. Can't you see I'm turning? I gotta wait for that car to pass. And the only reason I'm stopping is because I need the bathroom. No, go through the drive-thru. I want to order for myself, Vera whines. Listen up, sweetie. You may not like it, but we're stopping so I can go. She pulls into a parking spot, sets the emergency brake, adjusts her sunglasses, and pushes open the door, slamming it behind her. Then the door opens up again as Querissa reaches back inside, grabs the 20, and slams the door again. Oh, that's right, Vera clucks. You need your mama. It's an off-and-on rainy day, and Vera soaks in the moist air from outside, luxuriating in the dampness like any succulent might. She's grown a bit since first revealing herself to Querissa. It's been 6 weeks, and she has already reached a height of 9-ish inches and moved up 2 pot sizes. When Querissa asked why, Vera pointed out that the office where she was kept for so long had no natural light. And since their first real exchange, Querissa is talking to her all day, every day, proof positive that talking to us plants does us good. Querissa herself is adjusting to her new friend and life as a world saver, driving the Civic cross-country from sunny Southern Cal to the East Coast, following Vera's truncated directions. There was a moment of, what the, when they took a detour to Philadelphia to visit the Moon Tree, a sycamore in Washington Square Park. NASA claims, insinuated Vera, to have grown it from seeds that were taken into space and then brought back to Earth by Apollo 14. What do you mean, NASA claims? Querissa queried. Well, let's just say the seeds came from space, all right? Guess the rest. Wait, how would you know about space plants unless you... Now it was Querissa's turn to trail off. After several minutes of silence from the Moon Tree, with occasional verbal interjections of, "What? You're kidding," and, "Well, tell him I say hello," Vera tapped Querissa's arm and said, "Okay, let's go." As the car pulled away, Querissa ventured, "So you were really talking to the Moon Tree? How come whatever, didn't talk back?" "Oh, he talked, but not out loud. We don't need to. I speak out loud as a courtesy to you." "What did he say exactly?" "Well, you know we're heading for Wicker, right? I needed to make sure that what we're looking for is still there." "And how would this Moon Tree know if a specific 2-headed quarter is actually in Wicker, Delaware?" "Through the interveg, silly," Vera scoffed. "Huh? All flora planted in the ground have root systems that connect them to each other all over the earth. We can communicate directly that way. We call it the interveg. But you..." "Right, since I am potted, and I don't mean literally, though I have met a couple of pretties and Mary Janes. I have to get my information from those who are connected to the root system. It's frustrating sometimes, but hey, my mobility is a trade-off that works in our favor." That was 2 days ago, and now Querissa is leaving the Eastside Wicker Dairy Boost service window holding 2 soft-serve vanilla cones, one chocolate-dipped for her and the other plain for Vera. While Vera assured Querissa that she is not a meat eater, she apparently has no problem consuming animal milk byproducts. Back in the car, Querissa stands the plain cone on the dash close enough for Vera to reach it with her blossom mouth, and the slurping sounds indicate Vera is thoroughly enjoying her treat. So, where do we find a local singer-songwriter with a two-headed quarter? That's why we're here, right? Querissa says around crunches of cone. He's right there. Vera jabs a frond at the dumpster and the guy tossing the trash bags into it, located 10 yards off to the left. He's wearing a "this garbage stinks" grimace and a sweat-stained Dairy Boo uniform shirt half tucked into worn jeans with sneakers and no socks. His name is Balin Cheney. Querissa knows this already because they found some of his music on Spotify during the road trip, and Vera played his 13 Heartaches on repeat while they drove through Arkansas. Him? Querissa is not impressed. I thought two-headed coins were supposed to be lucky. He sure doesn't look lucky to me. Oh, he's lucky all right, unless we have to kill him for the coin. Kill him? For a two-headed quarter? Look, if you need 50 cents, pop out $1 and I'll go get change. I am not killing anybody. Relax. I said unless, didn't I? If you don't want it to come to that, then we have to be smart and sneaky. But we cannot leave town without that coin. Remember, we have to save the world. Stop saying that. Aloe plants are supposed to be soothing, and when you say stuff like that, I don't feel soothed. She glances again to where Balin is closing the dumpster lid, then watches him hike up his jeans and head toward the back door of the ice cream shop. So she watches Vera reaching down into the cone with her stamen tongue for one more lick. She never knew that stamens were so stretchy. How do we get the coin? Vera burps and says, "What do you mean, we? Listen, if I could do this myself, why would I bring you along? Sorry, Toots, but getting the coin is your job." Before Querissa can protest, Balin comes back out of the shop and mounts a bicycle, resting against the cinder block wall. Dang it, where's he going now? His shift must be over, but that's okay. Look at the poster. Vera gives the now empty cone a nudge, and it falls from the dash to the floorboard as Querissa squints at a nearby telephone pole covered in flyers. On the top sheet is an advertisement for a downtown Wicker coffee house, Been There, Done That, promoting live music tonight and Balin Cheney as the artist playing at 9 p.m. sharp. So you go to the show, listen to him perform, clap loud, call out a couple of song requests, buy him a drink so he comes up to you after to thank you. Then you get him to talk about himself until you find out where he keeps the coin. Get him to talk about himself? How do I do that? He's a performer and a man. Just try to stop him. With a slight nod and a sinking feeling in her gut, Querissa starts the Civic and Vera navigates to the Breakfast in Bed Motor Lodge, located across the street from the Crop-to-Shop grocery. At the check-in desk, Maureen, who clerks part-time to supplement her Social Security, clarifies that it's called the Breakfast in Bed Motor Lodge. That's 'N, not I-N bed. You don't get breakfast in bed, it's not that swanky a place, and she cackles. Querissa imagines Maureen tells that joke to every customer who checks in and laughs at it in exactly the same way when she does. A couple of steps around to the right from the office, and the key stiffly turns to let her and Vera into a dark wood-paneled room with one bed and a perpetual musty smell. A surprisingly tasty Denver omelet from the Nothing Finer diner next door, and 5 back-to-back episodes of flipping flops into prize-winning props later, Querissa freshens up and prepares for the 2-block walk to the coffee house. Vera pipes up, "Hey, I want you to look your best, so I'm going to do you a favor. Snap off this frond right here at the bottom. Go on." Querissa protests, "I've already got money." "Just do it." Sighing, she snaps the leaf and Vera magnanimously offers, "Now, take some of the lovely gel seeping from my frond and make your lips nice and soft and shiny." Querissa hesitates. "Why does this make me feel like a cannibal?" "Relax, dude. This doesn't count as eating. And besides, I offered, so it's okay. Now, let's go get that quarter." Querissa rubs the gel across her lips. You're not going. You said it was my job, and having you there will just throw me off balance. Come on, Query. Vera has decided on this new nickname. Stick me in your purse and let's go to the show. I want to see you do what you gotta do. Show me the money. After a moment of thinking she can win the argument, Querissa sighs, puts Vera, pot and pod, into her big shoulder bag, and steps into the small town evening light. As they near the front of Been There, Done That, she slows, a bit surprised that a small crowd is gathering. She hadn't counted on having to compete for Balon's attention, but she's got his whole first set to figure out a plan. She's always been able to think on her feet, and that will be her strongest asset tonight. Inside are a dozen tables, 8 early bird music-loving patrons, 3 servers, and Balon in a clean plaid shirt and black jeans over in the corner setting up his equipment. With 20 minutes left before his 9 p.m. sharp start time, Balon methodically plugs in chords and tunes his guitar while Querissa places Vera, still in her bag, on a chair at a table halfway back that a server named Tipper has just wiped with a wet towel. Come on now, Vera whines. Let this cat out of the bag. I am ready for a table dance. After a shush directly into the bag, Querissa puts Vera table center. Now behave. She looks around to see if anyone is watching her talk to her aloe plant like a crazy person. Nope. So far, no one even seems to notice she's here at all. Good. Maybe I can at least go up and introduce myself to Balon, she thinks. Get the ball rolling. But before she can act on her impulse, she sees a young, tow-headed man approach him, offer a handshake, and exchange grins. Friends or another fan? Querissa can't quite make out what they are saying, but after a couple of minutes, the guy turns and heads back to his table near the far wall in the back. Okay, my turn, she whispers to Vera. Watch my purse.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Balon's thin baritone is familiar to Querissa from listening to him in the car. Hey, Balon? Hi, I just wanted to say, I think your songs are fire. Balon turns his head.
Hey, thanks. Have we met?
No, I mean not yet. I'm Query. Thank you, Vera, for the nickname.
Well, happy to meet you, Query. You're not from around here, are you?
What? No, just passing through, saw a poster for your show, Spotify'd you, liked what I heard, so I thought I would come out tonight and enjoy. Boy, I am knocking this out of the park, she thinks hopefully. I sound so cool.
Wow, this is my lucky night. That's pretty much what that guy over there said.
He points to the guy sitting in the back.
2 traveling independent music lovers in one night? I mean, what are the chances?
He laughs, and Query does too.
Well, I'd better finish setting up. It's 3 minutes till, and I start at 9.
They both say sharp at the same time and laugh again. Flirt much? She compliments herself and walks back to her seat to find Vera twitching in her pot. That was beautiful, dude, she whispers excitedly. Now, just follow the plan, and after the show, we are leaving here 25 cents richer and on our way to saving the world. High five! She twists a handy group of fronds in Querissa's direction, and Querissa responds awkwardly, trying to mask Vera's movement from any nearby prying eyes. She glances once more around the room at a crowd that is more than doubled in size, nearly every seat at every table occupied, and a rising chatter stopped at this moment by Balon's guitar riff commencing the start of the first song, a folk rocker called What's Doin'. She's impressed that the majority of the patrons seem to be actually focused and listening as Balon's voice rises and falls between the catchy rhythm of his guitar, and even more so with a level of applause as the last chord fades out.
Wow, thanks. Thanks so much. I am Balon Cheney, and I've got some songs for you.
He strums slowly, checking his tuning, makes a couple of adjustments, and says,
I want to play this next song for someone special. My granddad, who's right back there by the coffee counter.
Querissa looks and sees Granddad wave to Balon.
He taught me to love music and to go after what I want, and he always has my back. So, Sheriff Marshal, Gran, this is for you.
As Balon pops a salute, Querissa notices his guitar pick. Is that a coin? As if to answer her thought, Balin displays it and adds,
And I'm going to play this song with your lucky two-headed quarter.
Querissa gasps as Balin jumps into 13 Heartaches. The up-tempo song matches her now racing heart, her eyes on the prize, and Vera, blossom head bobbing along. Things just can't get better than this, she thinks. Balin is about to hit the big chord that starts the chorus when the room is abruptly swept by a still overpowering silence where the chord should be. Querissa is startled and looks at Balin, who is literally frozen in mid-stroke, the quarter glowing against the fourth string. Looking around the room, Querissa sees that the audience, the servers, the woman behind the counter are also frozen. Then she notices movement at the table on the far wall and back. The towhead man from before is walking toward Balin. Then, out of the corner of her eyes, she sees more movement near the stage. A man in what looks to be a snowsuit, unzipped down to the waist, steps into the bright lights cast on Balin sitting so still on his stool at the mic.
Aiden.
The blonde guy says as he approaches the ring of light on the other side of Balin.
You still going by Joe? Joe?
The man, who is apparently Aiden, responds. They stand staring at each other for a long, tense moment. Querissa realizes that she is not frozen like the rest either and whispers to Vera, "WTF is happening?" "Shh," Vera whispers back. "Using my aloe gel earlier is what's protecting you. I was afraid something like this might happen. They're both here for the quarter, too."
Sorry, Joe, but I need this Kordak.
Aiden stands just a bit taller and tilts his head.
Try it, Aiden. You know I can pretty much get whatever I want.
He pulls a mood ring out of his jeans pocket, flaunting it.
In time, I'll get that back. After all, I was able to keep your hands off this.
He slips a curved wooden banana hanger with a metal hook at the end from his jumper. "What is this?" Querissa hisses at Vera. "Some kind of flea market showdown? No matter what, we cannot let either of them leave with that coin." Vera is terrifyingly serious. Querissa swallows a big gulp of quiet and holds her breath. A new voice cuts through the darkness at the back of the room.
Now we're talking, gentlemen. I'm surprised it took you so long to show up.
He lights a cigarette as Querissa slowly turns and recognizes Balin's Gran, Sheriff Marshal he had called him, with a sly smile on his aged face. He moves toward the front slowly behind a metal walker with 2 neon green tennis balls impaled on the bottom of its front legs. The 3 men are taking their sweet time to position themselves equidistant from each other just in front of the stage. They all seem to assume that everyone else in the room, including Querissa, are unaware of what's happening. Gran is breathing a bit heavy from walking such a distance as Querissa makes an impulsive decision. Grabbing her lipstick from her purse, she steps forward to the surprise of the 3 men and shouts, "Nobody move! See this Quardak?" She brandishes the lipstick. "This means I've got the drop on all of you." She inches forward as Gran chuckles.
Why'd we believe you have a Quardak, and even if you do, that you'd know how to use it?
Ha! Haven't you noticed that I'm not paralyzed in place, zonked out like the rest of these people? Only those of us with Quardaks are immune to it. She licks her lips as the men look around at each other with confusion playing on their faces. This allows her to come around between them and Balin, where she continues, "And if I have to prove I mean business by Quardacking one or all of you, I will. So listen. There's no reason we can't all be friends. Work together. What are the chances we can share these Quardaks? You know, for the common good?" Aiden slowly shakes his head.
Can't.
Joe, likewise.
Won't.
And then Gran's
Heck no.
explodes like the shooting of a starter's pistol, propelling all 4 of them into action, lunging like a pack of footballers toward Balin and the coin, gripped in his frozen fingers. They grapple and grunt, trying to struggle past each other, but before any one of them can get a grip on the prize, Balin's strumming arm drops to his side as the 2-headed quarter floats in the air in front of the guitar, glowing brightly with shafts of light shooting through the darkness of the room. Then, with an explosive burst, the 4 of them are blasted off their feet as the coin spins faster in the glow, growing larger and larger, filling the space, all while an ethereal melody plucks itself on the guitar strings. Aiden shouts,
We got too close. The quarter is reacting to the other quarters.
The spinning object that was once the quarter is now forming into a solid metallic orb about 6 feet across, then instantly reduces in size again as it takes the shape of a soda vending machine circa 1950s, the kind where you put your money in, then open a tall, narrow door on the right side and pull out a frosty bottled beverage to enjoy. As the soda machine stops spinning and settles down, the front of the machine opens like a refrigerator door and 2 cable-like tendrils shoot out, wrap themselves around Aiden and Joe, one by the arm, the other around his chest, and pulls them both into the machine along with their quarters. The slam of the machine door is punctuated by a flash of light, and then the machine rises swiftly, seeming to vanish through the ceiling of the coffee house without any damage to the building at all. In the quiet left behind, Querissa looks for and finds Gran collapsed and lying still on the floor off to the right near the bathrooms. Kneeling, she checks for a pulse. Before she can determine anything, Balon's hand is on her shoulder, pushing her aside.
Gran! Gran!
He looks at her.
What the heck happened?
Not sure if Balon is aware that anything has just happened, Querissa says, he was headed to the bathroom, I guess, and then he just collapsed.
Call 911.
Balon shouts.
Gran, can you hear me? Gran!
Querissa runs back to her table for her cell, her hand shaking as she readies to punch the numbers. Only now does she notice that the other audience members seem to be coming out of their stupors. A doctor, announcing herself, joins Balon over Gran's body, and after she shakes her head, Balon lets out a sob, holding Gran to his chest. A tap on her shoulder, and she turns nervously. A man is smiling kindly at her.
Hi there. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. My name is Dad, and I saw what you did just now.
You saw...
You, trying to help that old man? You're a good person.
Well, I'm not really sure I helped.
It's people like you that save the world.
He says simply. Then he offers her a business card, which she takes.
If you ever need my help, here's how to reach me.
Then he turns and is out the door, Querissa staring after him. In the confusion of the moment, Vera throws discretion out the window and says loudly, "Get your purse! There's nothing else we can do! Let's go!" Querissa doesn't notice the aloe plant is now quietly caressing the quarter which she had stretched out a frond to wrap around and pull back in after it had reconstituted itself. It spun through the air and landed on the table beside her pot at the moment the Coke machine vanished. Sighing, Querissa grabs her bag and Vera, and they silently exit out the coffee house door into the cool, moist air of the night.
It's getting creepy in here. So, these things, these Quardax. Come on, people, we need some answers. Someone out there has got to know something. Sally, any thoughts?
By the pickling of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. See how I made it better?
Well, you certainly gave me a craving for pickles. It's like my dad used to say, if you find yourself in a pickle, don't drink the brine. It'll make you gassy, and nobody wants that. And this is where we'll leave it tonight. So, goodbye, thanks for listening, and keep peace in your heart until our next story time.
Good night, parting is such sweet sorrow, Cordy, that I shall say good night till it be morrow, at 9:30.
It's an intergalactic, robot automatic, moon dust sporadic trip around the sun. It's a totally terrific, proven scientific, freaking fantastic phaser set to fun. It's Space Croutons.
Space Croutons is a work of original fiction. Similarities to persons, situations, or events, real or fictional, is coincidental and unintentional. Created and written by Jerry, Jace, John, Della, and Jeff Goodson. Episode 12 story by Jeff. Recording and production by Patsy Puckett, John, Jared, Jerry, and Jeff. Original music by Jeff and Patsy Puckett. Featuring the voice talents of Patsy Puckett, Steve Garrigan, Jace, John, Jared, Jeff, and Sally. Entire work copyright 2020 by Jeff, John, Jerry, Della, and Jace Goodson. This has been a Good Witch audio production.